This course will review camera and lens installation, general installation, how to determine the dip switch settings, translator board installation, and pressurized model installation. In addition, you will find a helpful wire distance table. Click on the menu item to jump to the section. The ES3012 is available without a camera and lens or with the camera and lens factory installed, called Image Pack. If you have an Esprit ES3012 with Image Pack, skip this section and move to the Standard Installation section. If you are installing the camera and lens yourself, follow the steps on the next 3 slides. The maximum dimensions of the camera and lens combination, including BNC connector, are 2.87 inches wide by 3.15 inches high by 12.10 inches long. The metric dimensions are 7.28 centimeters wide by 8.00 centimeters high by 30.73 centimeters long. Unlatch and open the enclosure lid. Remove the camera mount and parts bag. Assemble the camera and lens. Follow these steps to attach the power connectors to the camera and lens. A. Remove the top portion of the P3 and P6 connectors from the PC board. B. Connect the 2 wires for camera power, P6, to the power terminals on the camera. C. Attach the lens control wires from the lens to the P3 connector. Attach the camera and lens to the mount. Extend the lens to the maximum length before positioning the camera and lens. A. Position the camera and lens so the lens does not extend beyond the end of the mount. B. Fasten the camera and lens to the mount with the 1/4 20 Phillips screws, lock washers, and flat washers, which are supplied with the unit. Plug the lens control and camera power connectors into the P3 and P6 receptacles on the PC board. Connect the video coax BNC to the camera. Install the camera mount in the enclosure. Insert the pin on the front of the mount into the holder on the top of the window bracket. Adjust the camera focus and iris if necessary. Close and latch the enclosure lid. Here are the dimensions for the Esprit in its normal horizontal position. Note that the ES3012 housing is longer than the ES30C and ES31C housings. Make sure you have sufficient horizontal clearance for the housing to pivot its full 360 degrees. When installing the Esprit system, allow for sufficient clearance between the top of the unit and overhead obstructions. To determine the clearance needed above the top of the housing in its horizontal position, subtract 14.6 inches, 37 centimeters, from the value for A in the table. This will prevent interference when the enclosure is driven to its maximum elevation of 33 degrees. Remove the transformer module from the base of the system by loosening the 4 Phillips screws and lifting the module. Attach the base of the system to an Esprit mount, EWM or EPA, with the 3 1032 screws and washers, which are supplied with the unit. Route the wires and cables through the center of the Esprit mount. Reinstall the transformer module into the base. The transformer module can be positioned in the mount base in only one orientation. ES30C5, ES31C5 models only. Set the 120-230 voltage selector switch on the transformer to the appropriate voltage. Connect wires and cables. A. Connect to power. Use the two supplied clamp connectors to connect the AC line and neutral. B. Connect the green wire to a reliable ground lead. Connect the video coaxial cable to the BNC connector. Connect the wiring for a 2-wire or 4-wire control system. This step does not apply to coaxitron control systems. Connect aux2, optional. Refer to the schematic drawing for an example of how to wire aux2. Install mount. Refer to the installation manual supplied with the mount for instructions. Turn on the power. If the red LED lights, turn off the power and proceed to the next step. If the red LED does not light, refer to the troubleshooting section in the manual. Plug the male Esprit system connector, located on the bottom of the pan and tilt, into the female Esprit system connector, located on the transformer module. Align the pan and tilt part number with the alignment label of the base, and then attach the pan and tilt to the base with 3 1/4 20 nuts and washers, which are supplied with the unit. This table shows the distances you can run video over coax. This table shows the wire gauges and lengths for the power wiring. Set the receiver address and system baud rate by configuring dip switches SW1 and SW2. Note, switch settings have no effect on coaxitron control signals. The Esprit will sense and automatically select input from coaxitron control signals in either standard or extended mode. To set the dip switches, A. Remove the plug from the left cover of the pan and tilt. It is not necessary to remove the pan and tilt cover. B. Set the baud rate, SW1, and receiver address, SW2. For switch settings, refer to the labels located on the inside lid of the housing, or tables A and B. Additional settings for SW1 are shown here. Replace the plug when the dip switch settings have been completed. Pelco's TXV series allows controllers from other companies to communicate with the Esprit system. To install a TXV series board, remove the left cover of the pan and tilt. A. Unscrew the Phillips head screw located on the left cover of the pan and tilt. B. Remove cover and place to the side. Once the cover is removed, refer to the manual supplied with the translator board to complete the installation. The pan and tilt covers must be properly seated and have a tight seal all the way around when installed. To reinstall the pan and tilt cover, do the following. A. Properly position the cover and slide it into place. The sides of the cover must fit under the front and back rain guards of the pan and tilt, and the top of the cover must seat against the lip of the top gasket. B. Apply pressure and push the top of the cover down to align the fastener holes. C. Insert the Phillips head screw and tighten. Tighten until the screw will not turn. The Pressurized Integrated Optics Cartridge, or IOC, houses an autofocus camera, lens, heater, and sensors in a self-contained sealed unit. Dry nitrogen pressurized to 10 psig, or pound-force per square inch gauge, controls the environment inside the cartridge, eliminating internal condensation and corrosion. Sensors strategically placed inside the pressurized IOC continually monitor pressure, temperature, and relative humidity. If internal conditions reach unacceptable levels, an alert label appears on the screen describing the alert condition. Example: If pressure drops below 1 psig, low pressure is displayed on the monitor. Installation of a pressurized Esprit is the same as that for a non-pressurized unit, as outlined in the previous slides. Congratulations! You have completed Esprit installation training.